implementation of the housing tax. What do you make of such, a move, especially at such a time? The 1.5%.
I don't know how legal that is, because as far as I am concerned, law is never applied in retrospect. Mm-hmm. The law is applied when it is declared. Now, when Omtata went to court and the implementation of the law was suspended, in my own understanding, the law did not cease to exist from that time until today, when the court have released or have agreed that the act can go ahead. In my own understanding, that is an illegality, and I am very, very sure Omtata will go back to court on that particular matter. Mm-hmm.
And so, also that happens when we saw the EPRA implementing the VAT, the 16%. During President Uhuru Kenyatta's time, some of the members of parliament who moved this motion, who advocated for this bill, were very categorical that the 16% was hurting Kenyans. So does it then seem to be speaking from both sides of their mouth, because the 16% VAT has been implemented during the administration of the Kenya Kwanza government?
You see, when the proposal was brought to Parliament during Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure,
yes,
the members of Parliament rejected it. Mm-hmm. They said they are not going to pass it because it's going to hurt Kenyans. And in fact, the president had to call for a kamukunji to convince members of Parliament that this 8% is very, very important, and told them why it was important. They still negotiated because President Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to increase it to 16%. The members of Parliament then, because they were not like a choir like the one we are seeing today, went to the president and negotiated, and they agreed, okay, we are not going to pass it at 16%, we will pass it at 8%. So they negotiated and agreed. I hope they did that, the current Parliament did that, so that we don't have, even if they would have increased it by like about 3% for a period of 1 year, then another 3% next year, when people don't get all that shock at the same time. Mm-hmm. You will see businesses will start closing because people cannot afford to do business. The taxes will be more than the profit that they are making.
Mm. So what perhaps would you, in your assessment, seem to predict, or if you can tell how the situation will be? You say businesses will be affected, they could end up closing. Do you think that it will be as adverse and as severe as you opine?
Yes, I think many people will be hurt. Because if really you can't make profit in your business, they are not making profits right now, even before the implementation of the finance bill. Mm. Businesses are just surviving. So by having those taxes imposed on them, taxes that are going to cut across the board, that will hurt the economy. We'll wait to see how the housing is going to be implemented. Maybe the government may come up with some, magical way of making it work. Mm. If it works, yes, it's going to provide employment, but only for a few of our millions of unemployed people. So it must go back to the drawing board. It must become more creative. It must think out of the box on which other ways can we use to create employment for our youth. Mm. Yeah, because there are many. And housing cannot employ everybody. And not everybody is also good at doing housing or welding or wiring or plumbing. People have, where will the accountants go? Where will be our artists? Or, there are many, many people who needs employment. So we need to really think outside the box and come up with ways and means of providing employment. Not only for our youth, because it's not only youth. There are people who have even been working for years, but they have lost their jobs and they are still at home. Two, mm-hmm. It's not always that the government must create employment. Can the government create a conducive environment for me, for the artists, for the musician, for the painter, for the person in the creative world, for somebody who has his own talent? Can the government enable these people so that they can earn a living? I know many ways have been tried. Some have failed, some have worked. There used to be these programs where youth used to be employed by the government to do cleaning, to do ABCD, and the youth were being helped by this. They could work for a couple of days in a week, and this would help them, to put food on the table. What other things can we do? By maybe doing some irrigation, by doing some water plants, by improving our animal husbandry. There are many things that the government can do and create a better environment, a more conducive environment for our people to do business, for our people to do farming, for our youth to have activities to do in the rural areas. And that way, they don't have to always think about increasing tax. They can increase the capacity for people to earn, and by increasing the capacity for people to earn, they will earn more taxes because more people are earning.